Reintroduce yourself. What's one thing that you're gonna do before we even get into this? Nikola done broke down some things. You need to be ready to be debt free. Be ready to be an entrepreneur. Be ready to get rid of some folks. So I'm curious, for all you guys who are ready to reintroduce yourself, what's one thing that you're ready to do?
Accept the quiet time.
Accept the quiet time. I believe in quiet time. I have believed in it since they were young. At 8 o'clock, please don't talk to me. That's good. You have to have quiet time, seriously. You have to be able to sit down and be quiet. You want me to tell you the worst thing about quiet time? You have to shut up. And you be talking during quiet time. I know you do. You be talking like, well, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Well, Lord, where am I supposed to go? Well, Lord, who am I supposed to? And he like, seriously, give me just 2 minutes.
Right.
We have to learn to be quiet in our own quiet time. But this is not my book. Who else? Who else? What y'all gonna do? Yes.
Be comfortable with letting people go.
Ooh. Is you really ready for that? Is you? That's my Ebonic. Is you really ready for that? Okay, thank you. Because letting people go, you don't get to choose in a sense. You don't get to choose. If you're ready to go to a next level and somebody who you're really close to is not ready to go, are you really ready to let them go so you can go? And a lot of us say yes, but then we be like, well, I could just hold on for 2 months, you know. We could just go get wine.
And I just want to say something about that. So chapter 5 is it's okay to let go. So I hope you have a chance to read chapter 5 for sure.
Yes.
But as Shelly said, we have to get comfortable letting people go. I talk a lot about holding people past their expiration date. And we need to realize when their time in our lives is up.
Yes.
Everybody is in your life. I know you've probably heard this before, but for a reason or for a season. And when that season is over and that season changes, you got to let them go.
Unapologetic.
Unapologetic.
And
That was real bad
about it.
Unapologetic
At all.
Yeah, I think that was my main to move and to do a lot of stuff. And just like, you feel like you kind of like owe people the explanation, like, well, because I want to do this. And then really it's like, you really don't have to even express that. Just move in that action.
So here's what I want y'all to do. When people start asking you questions about going to the next level, what are you doing, why we not hanging out, just text them, allow me to reintroduce myself, ... That's it. Ain't no extra. When they get to talking about, ooh, you think you all that, just allow me to reintroduce myself, ... They gonna get it. Because we all should be reintroducing ourselves at some point in time.
Absolutely.
Somebody else, before we get into our, wait a minute, hold on. Somebody took a picture of me and my daughter said my hair one day. Okay, now.
Good looking. Okay. Thanks, Brenda.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes.
Just being able, when you talk about faith moves, and you're saying you were silent and waiting for God to answer, and just being okay when He does answer, it may not feel like it's what you want, but being able to be ready to make that faith move, to step out on faith.
I like that when you talked about that, because you were like, I was listening and I'm ready, but silent.
Silence.
But so my question before we get into everything is, in the silence, what was that like?
The silence was one of those moments where you almost start to, I'm not going to say lose your faith, but your faith is heavily tested. Because you feel like we're taught that when we pray, we're supposed to get an answer from God. And we think that answer is supposed to come immediately. So when we don't hear that answer, we're kind of confused, like, Lord, like, you got me dangling here. What's going on, right? But I knew that I had to hang on a little bit longer. And like I said, I was waiting for a sign, something. And I didn't get anything, but it wasn't meant for me to get anything. And just in that, I've learned that what you want to happen, it doesn't come in the form that you want it to happen.
Right.
Like, it happens, but it may not come dressed like you want it to be dressed. And so sometimes you might miss it completely. Or sometimes you might go back and say, you know what? That was that sign that I was asking for. I didn't recognize it when it first came, but that was the sign I was looking for.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to just really hold on, because He's never going to take you so far and then just leave. He's going to take you all the way, and you have to trust that.
Ooh, yes. Should I pass the collection plate? Anybody else? Captain, I see your hand. Yes, ma'am.
How do you know you were done with the book? Could you share with us your process and how you knew, like, this is it, this is a finished package, and not feel like you need to go on.
Your wife is always asking questions that I already have covered. Get your woman. Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. Yes, that is awesome. Yes. How did you know?
I will talk a little bit about the writing process towards the end, so I'll make sure to cover that for sure.
She nosy.
She wanna jump ahead. Oh, that's Catherine.
I know, but I'm not gonna talk about it because that's my sisterpreneur. We done coined a new name. Anybody else have something that they're gonna do to reintroduce themselves? So we're gonna step into the question and answer with Nikola, and if anybody, has anything else that they'd like to ask, or, you wanna stop her for something, I have to look at my questions because I can't remember everything. And then